Good morning out there. Polynike's here with the third mission from the Toss a Coin to Your MERC tournament that I ran in Santa Cruz, California. Let me grab my pointer. There we are. Yeah, I'll use the pen. Okay, so for the third mission, we're doing a custom mission called Prison Break by Rob Cantrell. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Rob. There we are. So the idea is you're going to have the objective room in the center, and each of the players is going to put their HVT into that objective room, and then you'll have points for, as you see here, hacking a security console, which opens the side door that it corresponds to, having your HVT in CIVAC with one of your guys, your HVT outside of the objective room. It says non-null, not super relevant. It's pretty hard to put them null, right? You got to jump them off of buildings. Presence of the HVT inside your deployment zone, and presence of the enemy HVT inside the objective room. I'll give you points, and then of course there's one classified if you have less than 10. Deployment's going to be pretty simple. 12 inches with exclusion zone. Yeah, and HVTs must be in the room. That was the whole idea. Scenario special rules. The first one's probably the most important. You can only CIVAC one model in this scenario. Normally a model can CIVAC 2 civilians at the same time, but we thought that was a little bit unbalancing for the mission if you would go in and sync both and then run yours out and have theirs sync to yours. So you can still kind of do that, but now you have to at least send 2 guys in, and it's a little more order intensive. Otherwise, a pretty normal objective room. Security consoles on the outside, those are the ones that you can hack to open the side doors. And EVOs, real good for this mission. +3 mod for connecting the security consoles and open the doors. Also, +3 and 2 dice when using lockpicker. You'll note down here that the gates and the walls, the walls and the gates in this are really tough. Armor 10, armor 12, and you can hack it, but at -6 to your hacking will, to your hacking check to do so. So it's pretty tough. That just tells you about how to open the gates. Anyway, it was a really cool mission. I played it maybe 4 or 5 times by now, and they were all really interesting games. One of the more powerful tactics in the game was to go inside the room, obviously sync your guy, get him out, send someone else in the room, sync the enemies, and then run your guy out of the room, but you have to keep their HVT in the room. So you want him like in the far corner from your opponent, and then your guy outside of the room and hidden somewhere. Because before they can sync their civilian, they have to come kill your guy who's synced to it. We considered saying that you could not sync the enemy civilian at all in this scenario, but we decided not to go that route for the tournament. Okay, so this is the board we're going to be playing on. This is the side that Shasvastii will end up setting up on. Move myself here so you can see the complex over there. Underneath this landing pad, there you can see the start of it right here. There's more of this 3D printed ramps and walkways and stuff. You'll get more view of that during the report, but there's a lot of playable space under there, even if it's kind of awkward to get to with your hands, but it's there, it's playable. This is the board from the other side. See the landing craft here, which is open. You can go inside of it, it's fine. There you can see more of the ramps and walkways over there. Alright. Here's the list for military orders that's going to be playing here. Yeah, there you go. We got a Knight of Santiago Lieutenant. It's the Spitfire 2-ton Knight. 2-ton Knights are great. The Berserker is real powerful on a 2-wound guy. The Spitfire is a great weapon on a high ballistic skill. And this one nowadays has NCO. NCO is great ability, right? Allows you to move that whole link around with the Lieutenant order. Very powerful. And some of you know, I play Combined Army. This guy's always a pain because I cannot Sepsitor him due to no cube. Cube is this icon right here. But yeah. Then we got 4 Magister Knights that are all the same. These guys here. They're all the Panzerfaust, double action close combat light shotgun. This is taken primarily to open the door. As you can double Panzerfaust it out of your link. You can't really miss. I mean, I guess you can, but yeah. Brother Constantinos, another Knight of Santiago, the Killer Hacker version for hacking protection. McMurrow, and a Spec Sergeant. We call him Tofu, the Forward Observer Thermal Optic Camouflage. Because we're using Soldiers of Fortune, he has McMurrow, and the only thing that I would have liked to see in this list is like a Black Friar with an MSV to see through the smoke. I think that the Spec Sergeant would have been better off as a Black Friar in this list. You can see through the smoke if that becomes relevant. It also gives you another order to move your link around with and whatnot during the whole game. But this is the list as it was, and this is their setup. So this is the NCO Teuton, then the 4 Magister Knights that we talked about. They're all the same. Boom, boom, boom. Moving over a little more, Santiago Killer Hacker, Santiago Lieutenant, Brother Constantinos Prone, and I think I missed his deployment of the TO Sergeant, but it's like right in front of the door, somewhere around there. Yeah, and you can see there's nothing else over on this side. This is the Shasvastii list. It's got a neat Harris of Sheshkin and these 2 Jaith Cutthroats. I really like the Jaith Cutthroats. I'm excited for their models from Defiance. Can't wait to get them. Here we have the SMG one, the 2 chain rifle one, linked up with Sheshkin. It's okay. It's a fine Harris. It's a great way to move everybody around. Yeah. His order pools are a little weird, though. We've got 5 and 2, and that's sort of the Yuan ones are kind of doing that to it because he wants to split them up. I don't fully understand why he did that, as opposed to a 10 and then a bunch of others, or a few others, whatnot. Otherwise, we got Q-Drone, Dockworm, yeah, 3 Yuan-Yuans, 2 in Group 1, 1 in the other. The Haiduk, I love the Haiduk. I've always loved the Haiduk. The vanilla one no longer gets the sniper rifle, but he does get it in Shasvastii. And the marksmanship one means you're firing double action shock rounds. Like, that's great. That's really good. MSV2, this guy is just a terror on warbands. Right? They can't smoke him. He's shooting him with shock rounds because a lot of them are dogged. Love it. I got a Mlingo's boarding shotgun. He's good just to shoot things. Laxmi. This is another Soldiers of Fortune. Again, I think that Victor Messer could have done this job just as well, except he doesn't have pictures. So I guess that's what you're getting out of that. And down here we got the Q-Drone. Can't see it in the list here, but it's the second Q-Drone. They're the same. They both have HMGs. All right. This is his TO camo. This is on the opposite side of the board, so he's going to have to roll for it. And it's right in front of the giant spaceship next to the room. See the objective room right here? Yeah. So he obviously tells his opponent he's rolling on a 9 and promptly cracks a 9. So it'll be there. This is the rest of the deployment. Slave drone for Doc Worm, Jaith, Sheshkin, Laxmi sort of in the center. First Q drone over there. This is the door to the objective room. So Laxmi is in position to run up there if she needs to. He mistakenly deployed 2 camo markers. They're not here. They'll be picked up before we start. Moving across, that was that Q drone we just looked at. Doc Worm, the Haiduk, who's in his foxhole on top of this, the other camo marker that is not there. And then another slave drone for the Doc Worm over there. Reserve for the military orders is McMurrow, who's up on top of this building. I'm not sure what his plan was there. Maybe it was run across and try to get to the Haiduk, or I don't know. But the Haiduk has smoke, and that visor, which is going to make McMurrow's smoke not as useful. The reserve for the Shasvastii player, the other Q drone, which he tries here and ends up putting inside this little bucket. Yeah, there he is. This means he doesn't have as much line of fire close up, but he's got nice lines, basically cutting that corner, something like that. You can see the HVTs are inside there. Yeah. Okay, so now we're into the first order of the military orders, who went first. And McMurrow and Petrosy runs forward. He takes some shots from the Haiduk and the Q drone. There's the Q drone peeking around that corner there. And I think nothing happens. He doesn't take a wound. He dodges the smoke, but he hits by the double action round, which total immunity makes normal, and he just takes the save. He's fine. Now the knights start moving up. The Magister Knight moves up, double Panzerfaust into the door. He's successful, blows the door off in one order. Here's the Knight's new link leader down here. He moves up. I believe he's trading fire with the Haiduk now. Haiduk's really tall over there. But Knight goes unconscious doing that, takes a double action round. And the link is reformed, incorporating the Knight of Santiago into it, so it's still a 5-man link. They move up again. We got a new link leader who's, again, firing Panzerfaust at the Haiduk. One Panzerfaust makes it through, hits the Haiduk, and he promptly cracks 3 armor saves. So this Haiduk is already starting the game really strong. He's put down a Knight, he's absorbed a couple orders of Panzerfaust, he's made 3 saves. Yeah, he's a terror. Alright. Now they're in the defilade, not being seen by the Haiduk anymore, so they run up here. Run on inside. Here's Angus hanging out at the coffee machine. The various Magister Knights post themselves around. Remember, you can't Civ-Vac while you're part of the link, so he's going to have to break the link eventually here. Before doing that, the Teuton moves over here to engage the Q drone, gets a wound for his trouble there, and decides not to do that anymore. I think at this point he breaks the link, and the Santiago, who's the hacker in here, syncs up with Angus, no issues. Moves out. You see he's taking a wound. This is, I believe, the Malingos there appears and shoots him. And that's how he gets that wound. Because I know the Malingos does appear. He then moves over here, fires back, nothing else happens, and Angus is out of the room. Yeah, there's the Malingos. I think that's where the round ended. Malingos there. These guys out of the room. Oh yeah. The Teuton decides to fire at the Malingos. Doesn't work out close range because of the what is it? TO camo, and his Spitfire is not great there. It would have been a little more interesting if he had assaulted, right? He could have run across and probably killed him very easily. And then the link is reformed on the inside of the room, just protecting the Shasvastii HVT from being captured. So now it's time for Yuan-Yuans. The Shasvastii player drops Yuan-Yuan right behind McMurrow. Not totally sure what the plan was. Maybe it was just to make him impetuously run back, which is probably fine. He's going to get shot at while he's doing it, kind of waste his turn. But first Yuan-Yuan misses, goes over on the far right. Second Yuan-Yuan misses and is placed on the far left. Third Yuan-Yuan misses and is placed on the far left as well. Lesson there, if you're going to take a bunch of drop troops, take an E-drone, right? +3. At least spend an order from one of your hackers to upgrade so they can all do it. Yeah, all the Yuan-Yuans end up kind of inconsequential in this game because they're just sitting on the sides over here. All right. Now the Harris is moving out. All right, the two Jaiths and Sheshkin, they're just coming around the corner over here, moving towards the room. They're moving up. Over here we have Laxmay moving up. I think that was part of a coordinated order with a Q drone or something like that. And here we have some gratuitous product placement. mogames.com, moe-games.com. All right, so the Harris moves up a little bit more. Laxmay moves up over here. She's going to drop a pitcher over there, and she's moving to get the objective, which is under here. It's an orange box. You'll see it when she gets there. Yeah, she moves over a little more, and then the Harris moves up again. Laxmay does not make it to the objective this turn. Oh, sorry, but there's the pitcher that she put down, and eventually Sheshkin moves up to the door, and I believe she puts 2 wounds on it. Jaiths move out to here. The Jaiths end up a little bit in the open here, which is really too bad. Like, much better if he just moved to here and got cover, and maybe here, right, to get some kind of cover from the side over here. But they're in the open. They have ODD. Hopefully that'll help them. Sheshkin puts 2 wounds on the door, and I believe that's where the Combined Army turn 1 ends. All right. Yeah, this is Military Orders turn 2. The United Santiago Lieutenant runs over here. Can't remember if he used the Lieutenant Order or not. Probably does. He's going to come over here to get the Malingos in the back, and eventually the Jaith Cutthroat here. He moves out, takes his first shots all at the Malingos, and the Jaith dodges to get into cover and fails that dodge roll. The Malingos is cut down completely by the Spitfire. We got good range, no cover, so the TO camo is not enough to help him. McMurrow jumps up here, takes a wound during it, runs forward. I believe he's trying to take out the Haiduk, who's guarding like the whole retreat route for the knight who has the HVT synced. He gets up to here, takes like one more jump getting out here maybe, or maybe he fired from there. But he did not get close enough, and he got 2 Q drones firing at him, so he takes like 9 AROs, right? There's like 2 total reaction bots and the Haiduk, so McMurrow dies up there. Yeah, here you can see there's 1 Q drone there, the other one's on top of the building, which is kind of down in this direction, and the Haiduk was firing at him too. Probably Sheshkin could fire at him as well. I don't remember if she did, but okay. Then this is the Knight of Santiago moving back after it's killed the Jaith that it can see. Yeah, there's the Jaith failing his dodge and whatnot. He dies right there. Santiago moves back and goes to ground there. All right, now the Santiago, who is linked there, he moves back a little bit, but the Haiduk starts seeing him like right about here. So he doesn't want to move into that right now. So I think he just kind of moves back and stays there. Yeah, that was that. This is how the link is set up in the middle. 3 Magisters holding down the Shasvastii HVT. All right, so this is Combined Army turn 2. The Yuan-Yuans do their impetuous movement. They're just kind of running towards the room. As I said, they're not really consequential in this game. It's not doing much. There's the other Yuan-Yuan running up. And there's another one running behind, or excuse me, running underneath the landing pad. You can see some of the structure down there, walls and walkways and such. This is Laxmate now, moving up. She's headed for this objective, which shouldn't be a problem for her to mash the button and open the door. She moves up there and does indeed open the door to the left of the combined army. Sheshkin finishes off the door here, and now she's faced with a Magister Knight. You can see, well, next picture is better. You can see the Magister Knight there, and you can see Sheshkin here. Now, we all know Sheshkin's deadly, right? She's down a die because one of her Harris has been killed. She's still 4 dice with her Red Fury, but she's not in her good range bracket, and the Magister has cover there because he's in a link, so he's not impetuous. There's 3 of them like that. So he's going to be 2 dice on +6 is 18, -3 for cover. So 2 dice on 15s coming out of the Magister Knight, and 4 dice on 12s coming back from Sheshkin. That's not the kind of fight you really want Sheshkin to be in, particularly because he's got a light shotgun, the Magister does, which will ignore the nano screen for cover. So if Sheshkin gets hit, she's only operating on armor 1. That's brutal. First order goes well, and the Knight takes a wound. And then, like, over the course of 3 more orders, Sheshkin takes a wound and then goes unconscious, just getting pummeled by light shotgun. Can't get a crit through, can't get a hit through. Clearly, this was a fight that should not have been done, right? She should have moved away, and then they do nothing, whatever, and then she knocks the door, finishes the door down, and then she can either come around over here, where she'll be in her good and not in the plus bonus for the shotgun, or she can move up to there, trigger all their arrows, walk around to close combat, right? Because they don't have 6 Sense 2 anymore. They're only 3 men in their link. Or Laxmate could hack them through this repeater here to shut them down at least a little bit before she runs in there and gets them. Or, as happens next over here, I think the Jaith tries and then the Q-Drone does. So, yeah. The Jaith moves over, tries the same attack. It's almost the exact same situation. Yes, he's got ODD, but the Knight has +6 on his shotgun, so the Jaith gets killed. He goes down, and then the Q-Drone runs back over here, and I believe he finally does the job and kills the Magister over there. Then this Knight of Santiago, I think was that all that happened in a combined army? I think it is, because now the Knight of Santiago is moving up. He's sort of moving around a little bit and slingshotting Angus that way. See, there's Angus kind of flying back. Knight of Santiago moves this way. Santiago moves that way. Angus moves this way, getting closer to over here into the Knight's deployment zone and close to the Lieutenant to get synced there. Which is what happens. Angus ends up there, and eventually he used the Lieutenant order to move there and back and sync. The Knight moves up. Again, he's trying to get a bead on the a close range bead on the Hajduk. Not really necessary at this point in the game, but he's doing it. He's running over there, and I believe he just puts himself unconscious doing it. Or yeah, that might not be till the next turn. He just moves over there and stays. This is where the Tofu Sergeant is running in. This is him right here. He puts a mine down over here, takes up position here in order to try to hold off the combined army some more. Yuan-Yuans move up. I believe one of them does move into here, triggers the mine, chain rifles, does nothing. Yeah, there's the Yuan-Yuan there. Mine goes off on him, chain rifle. Sergeant dodges, I believe. And that's pretty much the end of the game. The combined army is a lost lieutenant because Sheshkin is down and doesn't really have anything else constructive to do. So military orders have 7 with 143 and 2 and 165. Hope that was an enjoyable report and you see some lessons there of what to do and what not to do. And most importantly, I hope you try that mission. That mission is awesome, and I'll try to put a link into this report below where you can see the Word document of the mission. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.